Hey guys, I'm Ethan Schroeder with GoShro Media, and today I'm going to be talking about the Magic Heat. Okay, I'm going to keep it nice and quick, short, concise, give you my thoughts. I've had it for about a month now. We're in rural Nebraska. We don't rely on wood and the wood stove for our primary source of heat, but we do use it a lot to cut down on our electrical bills because our furnaces run off electric. So I'll talk a little bit about it as I clean this out because I'm going to start a fire and I'm going to show you guys exactly what this thing can do. Overall, I'm really impressed. It's got a lot easier to spread heat and disperse heat throughout the house. You can see the units right up here, and I'm just going to read a little bit off my computer because I threw the box away. But this is actually an 8-inch Magic Heat. They're designed for all sorts of heating equipment actually too, so it's not only for a wood stove, but you can use a coal stove or an oil stove too. And then you've got it's a 6-foot cord actually, you can see it down here, that comes out the back of it, and I actually just plugged it into an extension cord to get over here to reach. That powers the fan on the back of the unit. So come back behind here, see that there's just a switch here, which is a real basic switch to either turn it on or off. If you leave it on, or I'm sorry, if you leave it off, which it is right now, there's a thermostat in there that's gonna tell if the heat hits a certain point, and then it'll flip on, and this fan, which is located right here in this back housing, sucks air from the back and pushes it through the front. Yeah, you can see here I got it a little too hot, and the paint started actually melting on the unit, so don't get it too hot. Well, right now I'm about to start a fire, so you can see and hear what this thing can do. So I'm just cleaning this out, dropping it down through the traps. But you can see this stove's built with just kind of an easy way to get rid of your ash. Instead of scooping it out, you can just grab the tray. A little bit more about the Magic Heat. So I was on YouTube researching this quite a bit, and it was really difficult to find a video that showed it being installed, which is my own fault. I should have made a video that shows me installing it. But let me show you the easiest way, or try to explain to you the easiest way that we did it. I thought I could do it by myself, but I couldn't. So this wood stove is very heavy. This Magic Heat is actually, it's pretty heavy itself too. But what happened, you can imagine, without this unit here, which here's the bottom of it, the crimped end, without that unit there, this was just a straight pipe. So I had to cut the exact amount that this was going to take up off the top of the pipe here, which I did with an angle grinder. And this is double walled, I mean really thick pipe. So I did that, put this up there, put the unit up onto this so that the unit was almost suspended in the air, and then I had the stove pulled out so it wasn't exactly underneath it. And what I did is I kind of just rolled the stove into the bottom of the Magic Heat. Again, it takes two people. At least it did for me in this scenario. Everybody's setups are different, but I can't really control. I didn't have a lot of give. It needed to line up perfect, so it was really challenging. So anyway, once you got it on, it was all good. We pointed it towards the center of the room. Let me tell you a few ways how this works. There's heating elements or tubes right in the middle here. As your heat from your stove goes up through your pipe, it heats those elements up. And then the thermostat and the fan on the back side of the Magic Heat turns on and starts kicking that air out into the room. This stove doesn't have a fan or a blower built into it. I understand some do. So this is kind of something that makes up for that. Just makes things more efficient. And when you're trying to heat your entire house with a wood stove, it's almost necessary. So how do you clean it? A lot of people get worried about cleaning. That's what this tube right here is for, this little lever. That cleans each one of the elements. It's like a big, well, you'll see when you get yours on the inside, you can see it's a big plate, and it just cleans, it goes over the outside of the elements and scrapes off some of the residue and creosote or whatever they call it.
Talk about the knob. You're not supposed to get too close.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So the knob can also, you don't want to have it too close because the air coming out of here is really, really hot, as you can imagine, once you get a good fire going. So if you pull this out, leave it 4 to 6 inches out, I think is what the manual calls for. this plastic knob won't melt on you. Okay, and so this is also just it's a Red Devil Mikos. It's gonna tell you creosote formation forms best between 100 and 300 degrees. Your optimal burns between 3 and 5, and then anything over than that is over fire. So when I melted the paint on the side of this sucker, this thermostat was 650, almost 700 degrees. I just had my fire way too hot. But if I keep it in that optimal burn, it's magnetic. That's where I want to be. So just really simple, easy thermometer. I'll link it in the description below if you're interested in getting one of those or looking at one. Okay, we got some wood. We're gonna build ourselves a quick little fire here, and I'll show you how I do that very quickly. Some there, some there. These were great. If you could see, I tore the label, but they're like little resin-soaked kindling. Make starting fires really easy. So I usually just stick those underneath here. Okay, as you can see, the fire took off. It's raging. So if we look at our temp here, we're right in the middle of where we want to be, 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and our magic heat is really taking off. Now, the camera woman will stand back a little bit and show that I can feel air right here on my hands. I can feel it coming out. And obviously, as you get closer, the stronger that fan and that air gets. If you look up here, we've actually got a vent in the ceiling, which is, there's a fan upstairs. It's a room-to-room transfer fan, and it is sucking air up, which this hot air is rising, and then throwing it into our main floor in our living room, which is just a more efficient way to spread heat throughout the whole house. Yeah, I don't know. The only reason I'm making this video is I really like the Magic Heat. I think it's made a big difference for how we heat our basement and how it heats our house. I've noticed results in more heat getting upstairs, and our basement sometimes is so dang hot, it'll sweat you out. So with that said, if you want an easy way to go check out prices, how soon you can get them, just go down to the link in the description below. It'll take you right to Amazon. I ordered mine 2 days. I had it here. I had it installed on the 3rd day. It's a great product, and I'd recommend it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
She likes the Magic Heat.
Okay, quit it. Turn it off.